Hello and welcome to another InstaForex daily market analysis. So for today, I decided to cover euro dollar. We'll speak about Bitcoin versus US dollar, dollar index, gold market, crude oil, and NASDAQ 100. I will begin with the euro versus US dollar. And what we can see here, we have a multi-time frame view, and let's focus and start from a top-down approach first. So let's start from a weekly time frame, which is the bottom right corner here. So we can see here that there was a test of this 2-week low around 1.0837, and basically we had rejection yesterday exactly from that point. You can also see on the daily time frame there was a pin bar and the close well off the low, which is a sign of strength basically, and it's not a sign of the weakness at this point. If we take a look at the hourly time frame, we had kind of expansion on the hourly time frame where the market traded at this point pretty far of those EMAs and then had a reversion to the mean. But interesting point here, what I like to see is we're building higher lows, and that's a very good sign. So the market is trying to break. It actually had already break an initial pullback at this point, so it looks pretty constructive on the hourly time frame for a rally. If you're watching like a regular standard chart patterns, there was a potential inverted head and shoulders here at this point, so there will be a chance for the rally if you can project here like a 40 pips at least in case of this breakout. So there will be a chance for the market to move towards, let's say, 1.0915, for example, like an upside objective based on this development. We have the FOMC meeting minutes and federal funds rate today, and yes, it will be quite a volatile. But at this point, what we had yesterday and what we saw on the daily time frame, the close on the daily time frame, the retest on the weekly, this is suggesting that there will be a potential for the rally on the euro dollar towards 1.0900-915 area, at least at this point. So pay attention to that potential development. Now on the Bitcoin versus US dollar, we had a down break and we're trading below the 10 and 20 day moving average. We had a close on the low. So this our downside objective, pretty much we reached our downside objective, which is this pin bar tail around the 61,000 mark. And then we had we can see here on the hourly we are having some corrections like towards the 10 and 20 day 10 and 20 bar moving average. 5 minutes is just sloping around those moving averages. But so far, I don't see any serious sign of strength or any bigger reversal for the market to go higher. So, from my perspective, after some rally and natural correction like we had here and something similar we might have at this point, there will be a chance and a potential for the downside continuation. We have a recent swing lows around 64,450, 64,600 mark. So, let's say one of the potential scenarios will be the market can rally further and then eventually find the sellers at the recent swing highs, and then we can have a further downside break. The break of this pin bar low at the 59,600 mark can indicate further drop towards the 56,000 area, 54,000 area. So that will be the next downside objectives on the Bitcoin versus US dollar. Now, dollar index didn't have a strong close yesterday, so we had a close in the middle of the trading range yesterday, which is a sign of weakness overall. But market is holding around those moving averages, trying to build higher lows at this point. There will be also a chance for maybe some kind of ABC correction if we can take the low. Eventually, the 50 bar rising moving average can become the support, and then we have a recent swing highs as well at that point. So there'll be a chance also for this kind of development and more inside day to develop today on dollar index. Of course, in case of the upside breakout of this tail at 104.05, there will be a chance for the test of 104.30 or even 104.40 mark. Now, speaking of the gold market, we have a very consolidation environment last 2 days, pretty sideways around this rising 10-day moving average. Hourly looks pretty sloppy. 5 minute pretty much waiting for the FOMC. I will say the downside breakout of 2145 can indicate further drop towards the rising. For example, 20-day moving average. So let me just place this line. So we have this area here. I think this will be the next downside objective around 2124, 2120 mark, in case of the downside breakout on the FOMC and hold below. Of course, in case of the reaction and the rally of those EMAs, then upside objective can be at 2172 and 2178. And we have a crude oil. So crude oil had a weak close yesterday. Close well off the high. So close in the middle. And today we can see the breakdown of this mini flag. So there will be a chance for at least retest of the low here and this rising 50 bar moving average, which is around 82.30, 82.26. So that is a potential structure that we have so far. So this is a mini bear flag that we have that can result with at least this downside move towards this previous swing low at the minimum. And if there will be a bigger drop, of course, then the 81, 82 mark can be in the play, or even 81.30 mark can be in the play. And the last one we'll cover is NASDAQ 100. We have a big indecision there around the 10 and 20-day moving average. Have a weak close 2 days ago. Yesterday we hit a tail, but still within this daily range. RL is looking pretty much all over the place. So at this point, I think waiting for FOMC minutes. But in case of the downside breakout of the 17,800 mark, there will be a chance for a bigger drop. Maybe even towards this tail around, pin bar tail around 17,400 mark. It's still waiting at that point in case of that downside breakout and further downside continuation. That'll be all for this update and in this video. Hope that you did enjoy. Have a good trading day and speak to you from tomorrow morning.